One of the first production jobs I ever did for another band, one of the only production jobs I ever did for another band. I haven't heard it for 21 years, but I remember it being quite a different kind of metal record. It was the first time a metal record had ever had real kind of depth to the production, at least I think, real depth to the production and layers to the production. Still proud of that, yeah. Have you ever got through it all without falling asleep?
No.
Well, that's the idea. That's the idea.
Yeah, there you go. But amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Beautiful records, yeah.
One of the most important composers on the planet at the moment.
Never bettered his work. Not through want of trying.
Yeah.
Never bettered. Yeah.
Yes.
Classic. I've remixed that album. It's a classic. I mean, a lot of people would say that record is the beginning of what we now call progressive rock. Although I think you could also make an argument for Moody Blues or even an album like Sgt. Pepper as being the beginning of that kind of, you know, creative, conceptual approach to music. But that no one had ever heard that kind of level of musicianship on a rock and roll album before. So still sounds good, I think, to this day. It's a kind of timeless record. Yeah.
Never heard it.
You never heard it?
No.
It's the beginning of progressive rock, Richard.
Okay.
So probably best you don't hear it. Obviously we referenced the title of this on our Fear of a Blank Planet album, yeah. So you can see what I did there, bit conceptual, you know. Classic, you know, early hip-hop album, still sounds brutal, still sounds very vital, and of course it's cast a big shadow over modern music. Hip-hop music and urban music is very dominant now, and it starts with records like this. And another big one for me was De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising. First couple of Tribe Called Quest albums. It's a very, very exciting time, I think, for hip-hop music. My favourite album of all time.
Oh wow.
Probably.
And you weren't going to answer that question.
No, I know.
But you've had to. That's an instinctive reaction.
Yeah, I couldn't
You
not
just saw
say
it and then you had to say it.
Couldn't not say it.
My favourite Tangerine Dream album is Phaedra, but that is one of the best, along with Rubicon.
Classic cover as well.
It's a great cover.
I think painted by Edgar himself, yeah.
I think those three for me are...
Yeah. The birth of ambient music, right there. The birth of ambient music.
It's hard to describe to people how it felt getting this album for the first time, because I got it when it came out, so I was there. You know, it was like nothing else. It was like music from the past and the future at the same time. It was a combination of sort of 50s rock and roll with futuristic electronics with bizarre lyrics, and just never heard anything like it before.
Best Kate Bush album?
Not for me, but...
What's your favourite Kate Bush
Hounds
album?
of Love.
The best of Kate Bush,
No,
yeah?
Hounds of Love.
Hounds of Love, yeah.
That is probably my second favourite Kate Bush album.
I think it's my favourite, and Hounds of Love is my second favourite Kate Bush album. Yeah, I mean, just in terms of the use of technology and the use of her voice, I'd never heard anyone use their voice in that way, pushing it well beyond the realms of what you would consider to be even in good taste. I mean, it's just, she was doing stuff on there that should have been ridiculous, but somehow it was just amazing. It sent a shiver down your spine.
Yeah, totally creative, all the way through, even the mixes and the way things are positioned.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
Shouldn't have worked. Shouldn't have worked, but did. I mean, that's the great thing about so many great albums, isn't it? You look at it, you say, that shouldn't work.
I think it took what Peter Gabriel was trying to do even further.
Yeah, completely, yeah. Very percussive and Fairlight orientated.
Yeah, classic. Wow.
Some of the strangest bass lines of all time on that record.
I programmed the keyboard sounds for that album, but didn't play them. It was good that Mick played them because it's all part of his thing. And so I was in the studio while the album was being made without playing on the album, but just programming up whatever sounds he wanted.
Ridiculous bass lines.
Ridiculous bass lines.
Tribal Dawn, that track. One of the most ridiculous bass lines. I love it. I love it.
It's not his best solo album, but
Best of Mick Karn is his best solo album.
Oh, I think But yeah, he's a one-off. He was a one-off.
Yeah, completely, yeah. Classic.
Well,
Classic. Future classic. Instant classic, yeah? Instant classic album.
it has all the traits of Porcupine Tree distilled into its purest form, yet it still sounds different and fresh. So it's very hard to articulate exactly what gives it this flavour.
Good review, that. It's a good review, that.
No, I didn't mention anyone else.
No.
Either.
Shades of, yeah. No, we're very proud of it. I think it's one of the best records we've ever made. Time will tell, of course, whether it is going to be a classic album, but to us, it's already a classic, isn't it, Richie? It's already a classic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.